Alright guys, so today I thought I'd do a video on the Game Boy Advance. Now there's probably 150 or 200,000 videos on YouTube about the Game Boy Advance. Maybe a slight exaggeration, but there's a ton of videos about the Game Boy Advance. So I won't go into just generalizations of what the GBA is and things like that. Instead, what I want to talk about is really, in my opinion, the ultimate way to experience the Game Boy Advance. Some of you guys may have different opinions on what I prefer to play GBA games on, but this is just, in my opinion, the best way to experience the GBA. Now, you guys are familiar with this version of the Game Boy Advance. This is the original Game Boy Advance, and if you turn it on, you'll notice no backlight. You actually have to use your own light to try to see the screen, and even then that can be a bit of a challenge. You know what's funny is originally when I got one of these, probably 2002 or so, it really didn't seem like that big of a deal at the time, but you know, we've been spoiled by backlit screens for several years now, so it's a little tricky to really sit down and be able to enjoy playing one of these things today without any kind of a backlight. So, Nintendo, of course, released the Game Boy Advance SP. And this is the model AGS 101, which is the backlit model. There's also a frontlit model, which doesn't have quite as nice of a screen, but either one is still an illuminated screen, and it's much better on the eyes than the traditional GBA. The SP is great, and as you can see, it's got this beautiful backlit screen and looks wonderful. The only problem I have with it is its size. I have some pretty decently sized hands here, and it's just really dainty, especially when you're playing games like Mario Kart, where you've got to use the shoulder buttons. It can really wreak havoc on your hands. It's just not very comfortable for me to play. Now, if you've got tiny hands or your kids are playing it, I'm sure they wouldn't have any problems, but for me, it just does not work very well. So, unfortunately, this is not a good option. So, how could I combine the comfort and ergonomics of the original GBA with the beautiful backlit screen of the SP? Well, fortunately for us, somebody has engineered a wonderful little screen adapter for the original GBA that lets you take the screen out of the SP and put it into this model. And I have done just that with this one. Now, this looks like a stock Game Boy Advance with one major difference. It has the AGS 101 SP screen installed. So you get all the benefits of the backlit screen and the ergonomic design. Really, this is, in my opinion, the ultimate way to play a Game Boy Advance. Battery life is really good too, and the great thing about these, you don't have to worry with a rechargeable battery that's eventually going to die. And I mean die permanently, as in stop functioning after its ages. But these batteries will, it's just standard AA's. You can just swap them out and keep on going. You probably get anywhere in the range of about 10 hours with the new screen, with this backlit screen installed. The clarity is great. It's just like you would expect from the SP. The only difference is it's not quite as bright, and you can adjust that. The SP screen, you have several brightness settings here, this being the brightest one. I would compare the screens on the two. The SP probably on its lowest setting to what the screen will be like in the standard GBA. So you're not going to get as bright of a screen as the brightest setting on the SP, but it's plenty bright enough to be perfectly playable in any light condition. So good news is you don't have to pillage an original SP for its screen. There are places on eBay and different companies that will sell you a reproduced screen and basically an entire kit that will let you convert any Game Boy Advance to have this screen, and it comes with a ribbon adapter cable and a screen and some tape and other miscellaneous parts. I think a replacement shell as well, which is good because you do have to, without the replacement shell, if you take an original shell like this one, you do have to do some dremeling and hacking to get the screen to fit just right. So keep that in mind. It can be a little bit more involved unless you buy one of the ready-made kits. But anyway, yeah, just a quick video. I thought I'd just kind of show you what I've been up to lately. Really enjoying this Ultimate GBA, and hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.